Maybe that's how I did it. Oh, wow, it does work. Oh, wow. Just the quality's really bad. Just the quality's really bad.
Yeah, like your bitrate all.
Yeah, I got it 8K. This just kind of sucks. I'm not gonna be able to see the chat on anything.
Yeah,
Like I have to have like multiple chats open, which I don't like. Yeah, there's no way to consolidate it.
I think there is an app for that as well.
God, dude, app, more app. So working on Twitter. I'm curious. Nah, it doesn't.
Like a couple people coming to my stream yesterday talking about the Reed Wyckoff like hood, and
Yeah.
I realized I need to post a lot more on that social.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Hood
like
looks
once
really
a week.
good, man.
It's like once a week where we can just both come together and be like, all right, what looks like the best chart to just post and talk about, and we can
Yeah,
just
just
keep
probably one a
updating
week,
it.
man. That's literally
We
all
can
you
just like
need.
update. Yeah, literally. We just literally one a week, and then at the end of the week, you do like a recap of where it's at
Mm-hmm. How it's developing.
with like our next pick, like with our like stock to watch for next week type shit. It's something along those lines, and it would probably be really good.
Probably just go one chart, honestly. Here we go. Oh, this needs to get through. NVO needs to break 48.45. I mean, dude, Palantir is literally doing exactly what I want. Does it break 125.41? That's the question here.
Kind of mad at myself. I should have taken the Palantir 120s. I literally had them in my portfolio when I saw it pull back to that like the same day that Burry said he closed his short. I was like, this looks like probably the best time to add, and the 120 looked perfect. It was so cheap. Those contracts were so cheap, like 40 cents last week. Not even.
Microsoft sweeping that dark pool level at 107.
Bro, NVO, man, if it just gets through this spot, oh my god, it is fucking gold.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. If it can get through,
I know, yeah, that's this, yeah, 48.45. That's what I
yeah,
have marked.
48.45. Yeah. That's the last little gap there.
Yeah,
Like,
just this little spot between 48.45 and 47.42 is like everything.
The
If it can
catalyst is
just get
probably
through.
earnings, man. Honestly, like that's just gonna send
Well,
it to a
the
phase up.
catalyst is this the month of July. That's why HIMS is running too, is because there's a huge like GLP-1 catalyst this month. Like there's like a huge Fed meeting and decision.
Yeah, either that rips it or it's actually a nothing burger and it sells, and then earnings is the phase Z markup. It's one of the two. Microsoft. We just need. I would just like pre-market highs on Microsoft. I just need this to slowly start trending back, and I'm good, man. Just slowly trend back. Get back. I mean, it has to chisel through this. Yeah, it's all we need. It's 2% a day for next week, and we're back. We're back.
All we need.
I'll keep saying it, bro. I don't think I've ever seen a mega cap sell off like that in my life. In the way it did it, the ferocity.
Didn't Meta?
Yeah, but like there was
like Meta had that same run up where we caught it, where that was like the bailout on those contracts we had, and then it sold off like hard as fuck after that.
Yeah, but this had it still had green days in between, dude. Microsoft had like what 12 straight red.
Yeah, literally did. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, like 4, and then it had a green day. This was somewhat controlled. This was pretty bad. This was the actual slip here, down into 550.
Did you go live?
Yeah, I've been live. This is pretty close. This had 9 days. I'm just testing it out. I'm trying to see. if the Twitter side of it's working. It's not. I can't get the Twitter side to work. Damn, bro. Look at ZS, dude. This thing's actually breaking out. Pretty crazy. Pretty nice. This means, well, MU's selling, or not MU. QQQ's selling off, so that means semis have to be doing bad, which they are. Look at MU. MU's fucking puking right off today's open. MU's down 6%. Means NVIDIA selling, AMD selling, TSM selling, Intel selling. Intel's, dude, oh my God, Intel hit 121, dog.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, I let that one get away. I could have day traded the shit out of that one.
Are you in Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Damn, bro. That would have been a huge win.
What, the Intel one?
Yeah. 121 puts, bro, for this Friday. What were they? They were red. Today's low.
Hood bounced literally flawlessly.
I mean, there's a 100% win. It's not that crazy. Yeah, I was saying that we should have taken Hood.
It still can. It completely, like, it still can.
We're just going to buy the highs.
It's not really buying the highs if you want to take it back to 110, like you said. It's just confirming and should be a pretty good run from there, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's at this spot now, though. It's, what is this? This is the old floor from that, I guess, that distro. I don't know if this was a distribution or not. 101.25, and this is a big spot on the chart. Right here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive spot on the chart.
Now's up 4%. Let's go, bro. Dang, that would have been such a good trade on Intel. Fuck. Dude, I don't know.
I'll never be upset about not shorting something. literally, like, I'm good.
Dude, it's so crazy that sell-off. Remember how I was telling you, like, the 618 was kind of the spot? It literally rallied perfectly to it in like after hours.
It's that rejection literally just like right there, dude. After hours.
Yes, it went straight to it, 134.87, and then it was just lower high, like.
Yeah, that shit didn't even try to get past that. It just like touched it and was just like, I'm out.
Yeah, dude. It completely just like absolute. I think it top ticked it. It was 1 cent off. It was 1 cent off. It's so wild, bro. I'm gonna add Hood on here too. I don't know why I don't have it on. Oh shit, what was that? Big fan, dude. Oh, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. You don't have to subscribe with Prime, dude. I actually feel bad. I need to get you with some Prime. I don't know how to
is
use
free.
it.
You have to reuse it every single month, otherwise it doesn't like count.
Oh, is that what you always say it?
Yeah. Just people forget all the time.
It's a good reminder.
Free 350.
Because one sunshine does shine forever. Let's see what I look like today. Oh wow, bro. A little rough today. Wow, look at me. Ho ho ho.
Is the hat hiding you shaving your head again, or is that just...
Nah. I know, man. Thanks for letting me know.
You always keep it real with me, so...
Yeah, I let that bald spot be known. It's not actually bald. Don't get hurt by that. Oh wow, look at that. No call right there. I like that. I mean, shit, bro. It's a big spot on that chart.
We're definitely coming down to this print on Q. Or below the open below.
I'm watching the Z scalar. It's kind of what I wanted to see here. Palantir's got plenty of time. Actually, I'm gonna check some flow today, bro.
Yeah, I've been looking.
Have you? Have you seen anything good?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be much.
I mean, Mag's got a big order.
Downside probably, right? Off the gap up.
No, actually. $65 calls till September. 0.5 mil, 14 orders for September. Yeah. Not a big move or anything, but
This is a real dark pool print on Palantir.
oh wow, yeah. Didn't that already hit today?
No. Right there, 112.9. This is probably actually a short off of 125-ish initially. Probably like 125 to... I mean, shit, the EMAs are probably here too. I mean, yeah, it's hitting the 9 right now.
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you want to short. You could build out like a 2-week short over on this one, like a 2 to 3 week out short. Add some 9 at the 9 here, and then add some at 125 for the 20-day here, and then look for the move down into 112. Or not. I actually might do that.
Palantir?
Yeah, just add a little bit. Actually, I don't know, because that's going to go contrary. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Let me see how cheap they are. Let me see how expensive they are. Probably like August 112. August 21st, 112 puts. They don't even have a 112 strike. They just have a 110. These are kind of expensive, dude. I don't know if I would do this. It'd be like a 20% win on the August. July 17th, 112. They do have a 112. Dude, they don't have 112s. What is going on here? 113. That one could be worth it. Oh, whoa. What's up, guys? I'm getting some YouTube stuff. I didn't even see you guys. My bad. I wasn't reading it. Appreciate the work you always do, Josh. Been in and out of the Discord for some personal reasons, but always listening on your public channels. You've helped me navigate tough waters. I'll tell you what, bro. It's been tough waters. Yeah, it's been really tough. I mean, if you guys have been following the YouTube, you guys already know. Went on a hell of a streak. I got completely melted by SPY. Came back on the first leg of Microsoft, and then now taking some like dipping my toes in some trades, but now I'm part of the second leg of Microsoft, and it's been yeah, of course. I've never seen a mega cap stock like this sell off like this, but it is what it is. I got till August 21st. I'm waiting to add the back half of the position, or I guess like the second stint of it. It's doing well. I mean, all that volume there. But yeah, it's been a really tough market. Absolutely. Unless you're just buying data centers and you're buying semis every day.
Healthcare right now. Healthcare is the big thing.
Yeah, we did have healthcare. Yes, we did have. I have NVO shares too. I mean, that's a big. I don't. You're probably, if you're not in the Discord, you don't know that. But yeah, I've been talking about NVO for a while. Same with Eric here. We've had ads pretty much off 43. This is just shares though, so it's not like super sexy until it gets above like I would say 53 to 62. I had UNH. UNH was a big part of like the thesis. That was an easy trade, but I had to close this out because of yeah, to mitigate the losses on SPY. Bro, my ads on this were so perfect. I think I had them here or here. So 271.49. Let me turn off the EMA. Actually, I'm going to keep the EMAs on just for pounds here because I want to look at this. But yeah, appreciate the kind words, bro. Am I live trading now? I don't know. I just had some spontaneity to turn it on today.
We're about to hit that, by the way. On Q's.
Is it actually coming down to it?
Yeah, like already there.
Oh, yeah, it's already. Oh, my God. Okay. This might be the long here. I mean, Microsoft's held up. It's held the gap up. Oh, shit. I think I had my stream key on that. No, I'm good. Yeah, the daily, this is looking like a short on Palantir, bro. I'm just going to try to watch Qs to make sure it doesn't rip off of the lows while I short Palantir. Or we could add long off Qs if you want, if it looks good. I'm kind of switching back and forth. I only have one monitor right now, so it's kind of hard to tell.
You're throwing me off.
I'm throwing you off.
You're switching from long to short.
Uh,
Probably wouldn't be a bad Q ad here, just based off of it coming down to the spot.
I mean, Palantir looks like a short. I mean, Qs is a long low if it is going to be anything. I mean, this is, but it's just this little range here. I would still really like Qs if it came down to 681. This is what I think happens here.
681. You want it to come down to 681?
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah, to fill that lower gap, man. It only touched the top of the progression gap. It didn't get any lower than that. And then there's that weird,
81.
that phantom print on SPY, man. All the way down to 718, which aligns perfectly with that. It's a little sketchy. I think this consolidation is going to get a lot of people stuck in here, and then ideally it just rips it off and comes down lower. Good to see you back on YouTube. Thanks, bro. I've always been on YouTube. I mean, I just post whenever I can, but yeah, I haven't streamed in a really long time. I'm not a streamer, man. I kind of just a guy behind the mic. Yeah, guys, I was literally, I'm not going to lie. I have it marked, guys. If you guys see, I was planning to short Intel. I had the idea on Thursday, Friday. I had the 618 lined up. I did it in after hours on Thursday. Couldn't get the entry there. Saw the lower high here, right? Oh, bro. I was literally looking for 121. These are huge payout right now. That's painful. Look at that. Oh. Straight blood. Funny thing is, it's still pretty... It looks pretty decent, unless this is an up thrust. I can't tell because of the volume there. That's actually kind of sketchy. And this is not. Yeah, there's no up thrust. I mean, maybe right here. We'll watch this because there's definitely a gap down here. I definitely don't want to be like going crazy short on Intel. Oh no, dude! I might have to stop out of these Avgo shares.
You already told me you did. You said you sold them for Microsoft.
No, I still have some left. I've got a little bit left because I'm trading like in between my retirement and then I'm trading in between another account that I have. I switched out on my retirement for Microsoft, but I still have some stuff that I had like, and I'm down, percent am I down? You're down about 12%. It's not too bad.
Hughes kind of has to hold this spot. This is the same spot it's tapped like multiple times.
God damn, bro. I don't
in
know
the
if I want to
past
hold
3
this.
days.
What do you say, Q's?
Yeah, this is the same spot it's tapped 3 times in the last 3 trading days. Now 4 times actually.
Yeah, look
4
at that.
times in the
That's what I was
last
saying.
3
That
trading
daily
days, it's
range,
come down
dude.
to the same spot.
The past, what, since 623? It's just like crazy. It's just this one
Yeah.
little spot. I'm telling you, man, they're building. This is where you get those crazy trades because there's so many daily equal lows here.
Yeah.
I think they're going to sweep one side. I think they're going to sweep out the right side. Where's this thing at? I'm going to get rid of the overlap volume. I can't do this.
Just keep getting pulled back to that print up to 737. I think it would go up to that first before heading back down.
I'd prefer if they swept out these daily lows. And then went up. That'd create a really nice path. I mean, fuck, dude. What is MU doing? Is MU bouncing? No. AI stream viewers stream boo. Nah, you're good, dude. You're good, Jed. Yeah, I've been posting for a while. Every once in a while, I'll toss on like a weekly scan I do for the Discord. I'll just put it on YouTube if I don't give away too much, like exactly what I'm doing. So I'll just post it on there. But past like 2 weeks, I felt it was pretty imperative that I was honest about the SPY drawdown and how I was trying to capitalize and get it back on Microsoft and the thesis moving forward, like the semiconductor memory stall out, that transitioning into software. Oh, now it's looking pretty good. Do you want to add more on Qs if this ends up fucking giving a nice daily?
I actually just added one down here.
Okay, that's literally what I was thinking. If there's going to be a spot, it's right here, and then if it sweeps out the lows, I'll probably close, but knowingly add back at 681.
Yeah, I just added one at 690. It either falls through here and I probably need to exit this trade from this spot. If we break this spot, I'm probably exiting this trade. So that's why I'm adding here just in case.
Yeah, I got like 704 to 702.82 to stop out. That's just those daily equal lows. If it does that,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
702.35 or something is like the low, max low I'd probably go here looking back. Yeah. Mark.
Damn, dude, I wish this wasn't so illiquid. This Z-scaler.
Yeah, right. That's just shares.
Yeah, I'm going to hold off on Palantir before I do anything. It does look pretty weak here, but I don't want to contradict the trades. I'd rather wait for this to go to 125. It looks like it's going to sell off this 9-day though, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to come down, refuel a little bit, then head back up.
1 second, guys. Hold on. I guess I could just walk away. I'll be back. wrong headset.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy actually. Right at that bottom.
And it was a print, 100% at this point.
I mean, that was definitely someone getting their order filled right there at that spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's like literally the moment it got to that spot that candle just accelerated.
You got a really good ad then. I like that call. I'm just gonna hold off on the Palantir thing. I think it could happen, but it's gonna happen higher at like 125.
Yeah.
With where QQQ was, I don't think it would just sell off like that. Damn, bro. We should have taken. I think this. I actually like the hood idea here. I really do. I think I like the hood idea.
Catching right here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take some hood. Like actually.
For 17th as well.
That's a big move to 110. I'm gonna look at how much, like August 110s are.
Even July 17th 110s are still 200 something a contract, 270. That I can't. That's
too expensive, bro. Just for that short dated.
That's way too expensive.
August 21st, 110. I might take a 115 and just like see if we can get a break.
You are onto something with ZS.
Yes.
And all these other ones.
Yes, dude.
Every single one of those are flying today.
Yes.
PANW, Crowd,
yep.
ZS.
I know, man.
They're all flying today.
Yeah. The cybersecurity trade's like literally the next thing, in my opinion. I mean, especially for the laggers. I think certain ones are going to play a bigger role in it. And contractually bound. Been in the hood since mid-May, moving nice so far. Yeah, looks pretty good, dude. If you just look at the location of it right here, like it's a super clean chart. I mean, it came off of like, I wouldn't even say this is a distribution, but it does have this clear break of structure right here within this gap fill at like what is that, dude? 100?
It's one of the best parts in the market right now to give you an idea of where it's going to go based off of this weekly move.
Yeah. Like this whole range right here is like your break of structure, right? Like clear gap fill, lower high off of this. It came back down, it retested the top. So this whole range is majorly important, but you have to treat each level independently. So the low and the high. We rejected the high right here, which is to be, I mean, that's obvious. There's going to be supply there and sellers, but it broke down, pulled back right onto this internal lower high, right? Now it's basing that. You're getting higher low. After this higher low, after this consolidated higher low, the low's down here. So it's just building out a nice trend here. So if it can hold, and I like it because now it's holding this bottom zone right here, right? So it's got like, what is this, like 101.25 potentially being support. I know it's rejecting it right now, but now, bear with me, it's holding this gap here.
As long as it stays above $97, this is a bullish structure.
Yeah. So there's a lot of like corresponding levels that are all fighting and intertwining, but I like it if it can hold 99.48 to 95. We missed the 95 trade on Friday, which is fine. So 99.48, if this holds, this is what should give it that breakout high volume harmonics through 101.25, and then I obviously start to trade towards 110. So yeah, I guess that's something I'll trade. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the 115s though for 821. Probably like 3 to 4. Yeah, I'll do a 3. And I'll risk today's low.
I'm already in too many things. I already have enough hood.
Yeah.
Between shares and my leaves, so I don't need to.
Take a call, bro.
Expose myself onto this one. But I think that's a good trade for you. I think that's a good one. I think as long as we hold here, going right back up to 112.5 is almost like guaranteed.
I'll say it again. Palantir needs to be on watch here. This is such a big spot, man. Over the next like 2 days, 3 days. Dang, bro, those are good ads on cues. I should have done the same thing.
I was kind of surprised you didn't add there.
Look at ZS, man. Holy shit, dude. This thing's in a fucking... That was the entry too, dude. These things are just so illiquid, bro. They're so illiquid. They're so bad. It's just a shares play, and I don't want to take...
It is. I don't have enough cash for shares.
Yeah, I don't either, dude, to be completely honest.
I'm pretty dry.
Oh, shit, dude. I mean, bro.
That was a good fucking ad. Hell yeah. Already up another $1.20 from where I got it.
What's your... Oh, yeah, you're still in the Julys with me?
Yeah, July 17th. I got average at 760 right now. We somehow get back above the high days today, that'd be unreal. Hood's probably gonna make a new high today.
Yeah, Hood looks good.
30 sets under it, 150 or 40 sets under it.
Bid ask on these isn't that good though.
The 821s.
Yeah, 115s.
Ooh, Novo, fucking hell, dude! It's peaking. It's trying so hard to soak up that last remaining supply above it.
Dude, the thing is gone, bro. They're 48, 45.
So good.
It's gone, man. It's so
Holy
gone.
Shit.
I think Labu is worth a look. LABU, huh? I'll take a look, bro. I got you, man. Oh shit, wrong button. Biotech, bull, ET. Whoa, bro. For a short? Or you're trying to long this up here? I guess in like retrospect, yeah, like looking. Are you? Oh, dude.
God, dude, I just hate those, bro.
Dude, this is tough, dog. Why don't you just trade an individual name? The monthly's obviously looking really good.
Or just dude, if you're interested in biotech, just do the biotech ETF.
Yeah, I wouldn't do the leveraged long, man.
Do the biotech ETF if you're interested in any of that sector. That whole biotech ETF sector is finally breaking out over like a 5-year consolidation.
It's tough.
That reminds me of that other biotech ABCL that everyone's talking about.
Yeah, I've been seeing that one too. Everyone's talking about that one. I'll say it again, bro. Individual chart is NVO.
It definitely is.
It definitely is, dude. Yeah.
It definitely is. Dude.
There's a clear discrepancy here between risk to reward. I mean, dude, I don't know. Labu, I can't say it's not good risk to reward because it is kind of like fucking at all-time lows. But still, man, this thing hasn't done anything in so long. And then where would you base your risk at for this one? Just curious if you're going to add here. Because, like, naturally looking at it, it'd be like 212 to, like, maybe like 198. So if you're up here, it's a 25% drawdown, 30% drawdown. And then even at that, if it comes down to that spot, it's just a retest. So in my mind, I would still hold, but then you're doubling down into a loser because your average is so high. Once again, I don't know your average. This is just, I'm just being speculative here. But then you're doubling down into a loser. And then if it breaks 212, 198, I guarantee you're going to be an EMA trader or an MA trader. So you'll probably add off the 50, and then it can get really spirally in terms of how you trade that. So I would just be, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Obviously, I'm just giving my thoughts. Just be objective with it, and long term. And honestly, if that was the case. But usually for that stuff, if you want my opinion, I just trade individual names. I hate biotech. I hate healthcare stocks. I'm amazed I'm in NVO. I've been holding this.
At least NVO's not on like the whole trial.
Yeah, dude. There's not fucking
type shit.
lawsuits
Those are
every
ones
day.
that are just like, well, there were.
Yeah, there was for a little bit. Oh, you're in at 180. Oh, then you're Gucci, bro. Just hold this. Just if you're in at 180, I would literally just risk like 212 to 198, and I would ride. Or if you want to be like super tight with your risk, I would probably just trail the 920 day. It's super easy on the daily. Target wise, I'm not gonna give you a target. I'm not gonna do that, but you got a lot of room. Good luck. That's a good trade. I thought you were getting up here, so props, bro. Props. Hell yeah.
Yeah, when most people ask about shit like that, they're
Yeah,
like,
dude,
"Is it
they're
a good time
always
to
in
buy?"
it.
It's like fucking
Yeah,
leaving
dude.
on the 7th extended day in a row.
I know,
Like,
man.
yeah, I can't recommend that one.
People are like MU, for example. People are always bullish on these like 3 bars here, like leading up into a high. You're like, oh fuck, bro. And then you tell them, you go like, yeah, it's probably not a good buy. And then of course it gaps down 2 days, and you're like, you talk to them again. You're like, see, I told you. And then it rallies again, makes a new high. You're like, fuck. These charts are just, with semis are just wild right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Labu, yeah, you could probably be safe just trailing the EMAs. If Microsoft can hold this gap, man, I think we're Gucci, boys. I think we're Gucci. I really would love a close on the daily through pre-market highs up into that 384 gap. This is like a nice progression gap for us to get through.
At like 380, I will be so happy.
Yeah, dude, same. $20 a day, man. That's all we need. Or not
Yeah.
20. Yeah, basically like
20
10.
bucks a day. Let's just fucking end this contract at 800. That's what we're looking for here. I like that thought process.
How much are you up on Qs, bro?
5%.
I wish I would have added with you.
I just want to get past the high today to make it seem like we're going to have at least like 2 days of back-to-back bullish days, because that should be pretty bullish.
Oh, dude, ZS, bro. Fuck me. I can't look at this chart. I'm gonna do something stupid. What do you have? I have 1412 off the 382. Is that the 382 extension?
Are you talking to me?
Nah, no, my chat, my YouTube chat. Bro, you've only seen me on Twitch, dude. I'm a nobody on Twitch. When I go on my YouTube and I go on Twitter, dude, I'll be talking to chat all day.
Twitter's weird though. Twitter's viewership is really like fake.
It's cumulative. So it's like somebody watches one time, it counts, it says viewer, but they were viewing like an hour ago. It just kind of does like
YouTube
the
would
total.
be better for you for sure than Twitch.
Yeah, I don't like Twitch at all. Twitch is just like something if I just want to play and like put on like a performative like act, like play good games and look good and like clip things, but then I'm like, I don't really care. It's like, yeah, it's stupid. There was that one day a couple days ago, I played Path, bro, and I had like 8 viewers and people were just asking me about my build. I was like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, dude, they need to see your build. I was just hyping up your build the whole stream. I was like, dude, you guys think my shit's good? This guy shoots tornadoes out of his hands, 800 of them.
Yeah, and then I go watch the actual people that have put
Yeah,
10,000 hours into the game. I would think to myself, like, this
your
shit's
character's
fucking
shit.
useless,
Yeah,
bro.
our characters are nothing compared to those guys. That guy was literally Homelander walking around the fucking map.
Starting 7/13/2026, your current phone plan is being retired and you'll transition to a modern plan with enhanced features. Phone lines increase up to
I'm gonna check flow today. Let's go take a
I'm
look.
checking
I'm
it
gonna
now.
look at Microsoft. Actually, I'm gonna look at Microsoft on Dark
I didn't
Pool.
see anything. I checked it.
No, sick. Okay.
You check it again. It's been like
Nah, there's
20 minutes.
nothing.
Since I checked, but
There's nothing. Yeah, I usually have like an alarm on my phone, like I used to, where I'll check it every like 30 minutes or so.
yeah,
It's just Palantir. Let me see if Hood has anything. Nothing on
it's
Hood.
actually a lot of prints there too. That's usually it's only like 1 or 2 on the individual
For
names, but
individuals,
not
yeah.
7 at the start of the day is pretty high.
Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that because it's an important part. Yeah. Individual names always is 1. Sometimes, like, NVIDIA used to get like 10, 15, 20 in a day. That's when I'd be like, okay, we need to short this fucking thing. So Palantir's the only one that's got one. Let me check here. Dude, it's so weird, bro. Without, like, nicotine in my system, I am sleeping so good. It's weird how bad that shit actually messes you up without realizing it.
100%.
Do you think I was gonna cave?
Fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah, I almost did, bro. I literally almost did.
I absolutely thought you were gonna.
Dude, I went to the gym and I like got so dizzy and I think did I tell you that I threw up at the grocery store?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I remember the next day, like, bro, it was so weird. I had like a literally like a voice in my head telling me to do it. And I like was driving by after the gym. I was
Is it
driving.
Emperor Palpatine?
Yes, dude, do it. Now. Like,
Do it.
literally, it was kind of
Do
like
it
that.
now.
It was just like, dude, nobody will know. Like, and I was like driving by the gas station. I literally was like, I can't, bro. I started getting sweaty and shit, and I was just thinking, like, I can't, bro. I'm not a bitch. Like, it's just not worth it. I got Black Rock coffee instead.
Nice.
Like a fucking real man. $370 puts for July 17th on Microsoft coming in. That's the only thing on order flow. That's repeat flow wise. I mean, it's not a ton of money. I guess this one's decently big. 368.
And 50.
I don't even think that's a crazy order. I mean, dude, they're literally they're betting on a fucking 1% drop by July 17th. That's nothing crazy. Just a gap fill off of like the highest volume here, off of a sweep at the lows. It's irrelevant. Or chat, I'm coming back to you guys. My bad, I was reading something. What are my thoughts on Netflix? Could be a value trap, absolutely. But I haven't looked at this chart in a minute, so bear with me. We could just read this live. I mean, instantly, the first thing that steps out in my mind is this here, which did it fill this? Filled top, filled low, or not? It got pretty close to low, so they're baiting this gap here. See, the thing is with this one, I think that this goes back to 110. I just don't know how it's gonna do it. So if I just like, I'm gonna have to redo this whole chart. I gotta put on my hat again, bro. I'm messing up my eyes. There we go. The brim kind of helps me. Where's the open? Yeah, 107, 110. I mean, it has to. It looks super good for that. But you have to start looking at the volume spikes here. I mean, that's not a good candle. This is where it really intrigued me. I thought this was like potentially going to be a sell climax back here, but clearly not. Volume here is not good. What is this volume here? That's not good. potential bottom. So this is fine right here. So that was off of this old floor. That's like for like one of the first bullish interactions that we saw. And what did we do? We came down here. This is an ugly candle, but right, mitigation here. We clearly stopped. Price became very stagnant. Volume dried out. Got a good expansion off of that one. So this is actually like kind of like a hidden bullish candle. I would have to go like investigate to see if there was like an hourly buyer that stepped in, but the daily doesn't look good. But that high volume there clearly stopped this from going lower. So it's a big range here from like 82. And this is also, is that into the gap? No, it was basically stopping just shy of the gap. And then we got a big launch off of that one. Nice candle here. Higher low, pushed up. I don't know why this stopped here. Is it the gap right here? I mean, this has a lot of opportunity to go back to 124, but yeah, it's stalled out here. Super high volume. That was a spinning top. Gap down. That was the day after earnings. Sold down. Filled this gap. That's why we bounced here. Lower high. Came down again. Consolidated off that same level. Broke down on... This is important. Did it break down on high vol? I mean, this is higher volume than any of the sell-off. Really nice. And the spread here looks like it's been mitigated versus some of these candles. This also was likely buying, even though the candle looks bad. This probably came in off that low here. Once again, I have to go down into a lower time frame and look to see if a majority of the volume is off of that, but I would assume so. I don't know. This is intriguing. You could probably get some starters here off of this here, right? Either off of like 75.25 if it bases like that, or if it comes like this and comes down a little bit lower. I think the best risk to reward would be off 73.76. But the only thing that's iffy about this, right, is this isn't filled down here. So this could get like early buyers trapped in off of this one and then get like capitulatory volume here, get a climactic candle, and then start a rally back through. And then you can get something that reclaims 75.25. But I mean, if I were trading this personally, maybe some light size off 75.25 to 73. Just keep it a $2 range and then save a majority of cash for like 68. If it doesn't give you that, right? Let's say like you have a majority of cash and it doesn't give you 68.77. You can literally just wait for this massive zone back here. I mean, this zone can't be disregarded. Like that's bigger than this. What this like down here, right? This lower range will be super big if this fills. Like this would be the most important part on the chart. But for now, it's absolutely still this right here. That's where you had all your high volume buying. This is where we got gappy off of it. This is where it bounced off for the lower high, the consolidation before the breakdown. This is what started the big move for the higher highs. Yeah, so you would feel late, but it's not. So like early starters, 73, 75, majority of size off 68 at the lower extreme. If this is to rally, right, it's probably going to hit 84, pull back in base. This is where you can get some size on this too and just, yeah, average up, honestly. And then what you're looking for, rally up into like 96-ish to this gap back here, even though it's already filled. But you would look for some kind of rally up here, right? I would target 107, 108 for this. Which isn't bad, man. If you got like your fills here, that's 31% gain off of that. If you're able to get it at these lows here, we'll just kind of go off of here. I mean, that's pretty good, bro. And then your range expansion would be through 109, through 107. You'd probably go through some kind of reaccumulation in this huge gap up here, but you could probably get this back to 124 with some time. Fundamentally, I don't pay attention too much to Netflix. I haven't for a while, so that's all your own DD. But chart-wise, it's got some work to do, but it's looking promising. Hopefully that's good enough for you, bro. I feel like that was pretty in-depth for like a quick little thing. I didn't even look at the weekly either. I'm sure the weekly gives a little bit more insight too. Oh yeah, I mean this level's big, right? I would check this into the rebalance too. You got one more day. And it's looking like it's a sweep underneath that. Big spot here. Like I said, between here and the top of the gap, absolutely. And it might have baited shorts into the gap here underneath 73.76, right? So this could be a really nice setup. I would still just play it safe though, in case it does fill the gap at 68.77. I would save a lot of cash for
What are
that.
you talking about? Oh yeah, I've had a lot of people
Netflix.
ask me about Netflix.
Yeah,
It's getting there.
it's yeah. This is like the range to be watching for sure.
It's getting there. You could bottom feed here, or you could try to bottom grab, but
That's what I was saying. It's 75.73. Save some cash for 68.77 if it fills that gap. But then, yeah, you can bottom feed here and then
also, you could
add
bottom feed here. Yeah, and then that if
over
it comes-
82.
Did it fill that gap?
No,
Yeah,
it baited it,
left?
bro. It literally baited it. It went halfway down. People got short into it, and it's recovering. And then look at the monthly here. The monthly's about to sweep and recover this big February low.
Oh wow, bro!
And the
If that
gap.
actually comes down to 68, that actually is.
That's what I was saying. Save
That's
cash for
high.
68, bro. Save it for 68. Maybe bottom feed off of this $2 range here. And then if it doesn't fill the gap and you feel like you're undersized, it's fine. Because if it pushes up here and recovers 82, this is the old floor back here from the higher lows that started the higher high. This is what caught here with high volume initially to try to stop it. This is what started the big gap up here for the lower high, right? And then this big consolidation here off that same spot before it broke down. So it would feel like you're late, but you could average up above 82.
Bro, go look at fucking
Ugh.
Qs and pull fibs again.
Is it setting up, bro?
It's just hilarious how it works like this, like every time.
Yeah, if you get big range expansion, you should always be pulling fibs. Like that beginning morning sell-off was massive. Yeah, that's massive. And then
look at the last 15-minute pullback before this one, before this candle.
well, you should be pulling it from high to low now, right?
Right. Yeah. That's what I have.
Yeah, so 618. This would be a rejection, so you're looking short.
Wait, did I do this wrong?
Yeah.
From low to high?
Yeah, so you'd go from wherever, like, the first
I have
move.
that, but no, because I have it
High to low.
Wait, you do it from high to low, not low to high?
Yeah, because the trend from
high to low.
High to low. Yeah, because the trend from this morning was down technically. If you wanted to switch it, because it did come off of a gap fill, right? So you do have a
get above 713.51 and hold.
Yeah, because this can go either way, right? Because it sold first. There's a big move to the downside. So if you're looking for continuation to the downside, you'd pull high to low and then short off the 618. But this is a unique circumstance because it did come down and fill a gap, right? And then it bounced off high volume. So then inversely, you can go low. You don't have a high yet though, right? So that's why this one's tricky. So you have the low, but you'd have to wait for a rejection. So you'd have to wait
if it starts at a high and then makes a low, like a new low, you pull it from high to low.
Yeah.
But if it makes a low and then creates a new high, you do low to high.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. So okay.
Like, are you watching my stream? Like, I mean, you already saw this.
Yeah,
like, if you go to TSM, same thing here, right? What was the first move? Obviously, we sold down, right? So, but we didn't have anything that we didn't want to continue down short, right? Because remember, this pulled down into some kind. I think it was a gap or it swept the gap.
Right.
But then it ended up. Yeah, there was no like risk for this. But then it ripped, right? So what do we have? We have a low. And then we have a higher high, right? So you pull fib from low to high. You're looking for the 618 pullback, and then to get a higher low off of that.
And until it makes a new high or low based off that small little range, the fibs just stay.
Yes, exactly. And then once you get a higher high, what do? Delete.
Would you delete and you'd start at the low and you go all the way to that high at the very top?
All the way up here? No, I would just once I got my entry, I'm just done with it. Yeah. And then I could maybe do something off of like a daily.
Shit, we're getting some expansion on Qs here.
Yeah, so that's why this one's weird. Because like
I'm on the 5. That's why
it looks good.
It looked different. The 5 looked really good. The 5 looked really good if you look at how it like kind of swept under and held.
Yeah. So you wouldn't be able to pull a low to a high here because there's no definitive lower high yet, right? We'd have to see a rejection first or a higher high, and then we can pull fibs once it starts kind of deviating away from that. But until then, I would just keep high to low. And this already broke the 618. So
down to that 372.
Yeah, it's already broke the 618, so it's kind of weird. Oh.
can't believe how Envio is just literally just sitting in like a 10-cent range, like all
Yeah,
day.
it's not moving.
It's not.
Go through recovering.
Ain't no sellers left. Ooh, H lit. Oh baby. Fucking.
How's it
Oh,
going?
please let this one just. It's my trend lines on this are just like flawless for where it's at. It's just that's so fucking good looking.
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm obsessed with this little Palantir short right now. I'm getting like that feeling, that itch, dude.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely. I mean I think it's coming down.
It's like,
I agree with your call on this one. I do think that
this is like my inner
is a short
bear.
option. Bro, I think I'm gonna make some serious money on H lit. I can't wait to fucking talk about that one on socials too. After I wrote about it, and I literally just said, as long if it can push through 15, then this thing's off, and you just don't know where it's gonna stop.
Yeah.
20 years of sitting in the same range, like you don't know. Like it just gets no volume. That was the only problem. Not always a bad.
Dude, I might pull a Palantir contract or two.
You're fuck. Just shut up and do it. Like I don't
I'm
really
doing
care
it.
about it.
Wait a second, though. We were closed on Friday, aren't we?
I don't know. Are we?
Yeah.
So this does. I mean, dude. I mean, that is the gap fill. That is literally the gap back test.
Damn, bro. There's no way Microsoft is just pulled all the way down to the spot.
Literally, it's just doing it.
I literally fucking hate this stock now,
Oh
man.
my god! I just looked at this. Is at 3. Oh my god! What?
Hmm.
I just looked at this 3 minutes ago,
Yeah, it was
and it
fine.
was $4 higher. The good news is it probably catches right here.
Yeah, either here or down at 366, dude, and then it has to rebuild the base. Oh. Oh. Let's
No,
just.
bro, we're catching here, dude.
I hope to God we fucking catch here, man.
We're catching here, bro. You have little faith.
Yeah, so probably delete the 618 from high to low on QQQ. Decent size, but would love to see 68. Definitely gonna add more there. There you go, bro. You know what you're doing. Got a lot of people asking stuff, but you guys are all talented individuals. You guys got this. You guys don't need my opinions.
Let's go Qs. Imagine we were grabbing calls on the 706.
Yeah, I know.
Already back up to 716.
Well, we gotta backtest some of these. Did Meta do it?
H-lit.
So I think it's irrelevant. I don't really think it's I mean, I don't know. Meta hasn't done that. It hasn't done it yet. What was the other one? Amazon? Oh my God, dude. Amazon definitely didn't do it.
It's just booming today, huh?
Mm-hmm. Apple, Nvidia, come on, Microsoft. Just give me a fucking bounce off of this spot, dude. I'm begging you. Haven't got a chance to watch the Microsoft Day. Can you give me a quick summary? I believe my thesis is right. Quick summary of it. I don't know if there's a quick summary. This thing's got a story to fucking tell off the daily, bro.
Shit's the fucking old man that's been waiting to talk to us for 2 years outside the grocery store.
Yeah, bro. This guy's got a long story. I mean, I don't know where you watched last, but I mean, I guess like long story short, I mean, the whole thesis was predicated off of the software accumulation, which is apparent through IGV, right? IGV. You look at the volume here; you can see it just. If I zoom out, it's obvious, all right here at the lows. Had clean structure, right? Kind of the same thing that I was looking at on Hood, if you saw that a little earlier, where we had an internal lower high here. We had a gap fill up here. It's 97. We start to build out lows here. We are getting incremental lower lows, right? So if you don't know what that means, like this low to this low, obviously it's a lower low, but very, very low separation, usually for a lower low. You want it to be like large if you're a bear, right? But this is very small. Volume on this is decreasing as it goes lower, and then you get high volume, which pushes it back up. So that's like very obvious of an accumulation. And that happened throughout, right? You had this low, you had this low here. This was like 70 cents. So IGV accumulation, right? We end up breaking out. We get through this lower high here. We fill the gap. We get an overshoot of that, and then we get a pullback on divergence, and then the breakout was harmonic, right? So this is all kind of lining up from like a perfect Wyckofian volume price analysis perspective of just a back test. Went a little bit lower than I would have liked, right? This is what I talked about in the video. It came down to the 618, but I gave it a little bit of grace down into this gap at like 83 to like 86, right? Bounced off of that perfectly. That coincided with Microsoft. Now, Microsoft, I don't think I was wrong. I just think I was wrong on like the phasing of like the Wyckoff schematic. Initially, I thought this was the sell climax, and I still believe that, but I thought this here was kind of going to be the AR, the automatic reaction, and then, or maybe even here, but right, we ended up getting a spring. Maybe this was the secondary test in phase B. That's what I kind of thought it was, and then I thought this was the spring. And the reason I thought it was the spring is because everybody was adding here because it was the 200 weekly MA. It was just, if you went on Microsoft at the time on Twitter or anything, that's all anybody was talking about. Like, I'm adding here. This is the 200 weekly. You should always buy good companies and off a weekly. Created like a herd mentality, right? And a lot of people didn't know there was this hidden gap down here. Yeah, so I kind of added initially, I think. Oh no, I didn't. We were talking about adding here on the reclaim of 366.82. Right, once again off the spring, this kind of set up kind of how I thought it would. I actually added, I think, in this range here. I think it was honestly this day. Once it back tested this gap, caught the big move here, and now that it's selling down, right? I don't know. I was looking at IGV pulling back to the 618. I was expecting this to pull down to like 409, 426 was a big dark pull level. No level really held. And I keep saying I don't think I've ever seen a mega cap stock sell like this, but I think it was just to shake out the weak hands, like completely honest. But I was looking for this gap to hold. That didn't hold. I was looking for this to hold. And then at that point, when none of these held, I was like, okay, well, IGV is just going to come down to this gap and or the 618 and break my thesis, or this is going to basically sweep out this low and really create separation or give us some kind of like spring type, actual spring, right? Because this is actually looks like a spring now. I think this was the ST in phase B. Yeah, and then that's literally what we saw. Swept out the low here. Didn't create a ton of separation, but had massive volume on the recovery day.
this is kind of what you'd want to see here. I don't think it was like a terminal shakeout or anything like that. I think it was just, yeah, I think buyers probably gave up there. I think shorts ended up kind of capitulating, or no, shorts kind of closed out the positioning on the reclaim of it. So yeah, all we're really looking for now is just either to pull back and base this old 366 spot or get some kind of meaningful higher low. I would love, dude, if it just held this gap. Completely honest, off 372.97. Closed here, trended up to like 387, 384, held in here for a little bit, right? And then this is the big spot. You can't tell, like this was the old floor here, and this kind of like big, larger consolidation before it popped for the what I think is the upthrust. I'll add to my position up here. This is what I said in my video. Above 398, 393, somewhere in this range here. That's where I'll start adding into the trade again. Because I am red on the trade right now. I made like 17K on this rally up into 460. And I used pretty much all that into this position here. I think I'm at 20K, 22K. So I essentially, not all of it, not all of it. Okay. I haven't round tripped the full amount, but yeah, I mean, I gave back a large, it's unrealized, I guess, so I haven't given it back yet, but I did give back a good portion of that unrealized gains on Microsoft, the first running of it. So I'm willing to put in like another like 15K of my own cash into this to get to like 30K total. But I have to be really sure this is the bottom, and I have to be sure that the structure starts to look good. Because the volume's there, we just need, and I think this is the low, and we just need a higher low, whether that comes off any of these spots I have. Oh man, that was a mouthful. Hopefully that helps, Carlos. And the thesis seems right, man. I mean, like, this has got a huge, crazy bid with the rebalance. Obviously, the rebalance is, it's got one more day left in it, so hopefully that's why this is pulling back. And it's not just a single day, too. I know that. It's not like a single day rebalance. They've been doing it for a while, but last minute fills, if you will. But yeah, semis are starting to kind of cool. I mean, we're starting to see some slippage and some fear in these names. Obviously recovering today, but yeah, just got to be patient with this one. I need to get a foot pedal, bro. I feel bad. I just go on like rants and you have to just listen to me. I could talk forever though. No. Dope, bro. That's sick. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the whole point. You guys are here. Absolutely. I will keep talking. I love talking, man. I love teaching. I don't know. Yeah, I try to just let people learn on their own, though, too. I think that's a big part of it. But that's sick, man. I'm glad you were able to make some money on Microsoft. I was pretty adamant on Twitter. I try to keep a lot of like my big ideas off of Twitter and just kind of keep it private. If you guys didn't know, man, like I'll reiterate it too. Like one of my biggest ideas ever was MU, right? I mean, I was long off of this range here. Had this like, not like a distribution. I don't think it was, at least. Maybe this was a buy climax and maybe this, yeah, up thrust and a little small one and then the UTAD here. But went into this reaccumulation. I knew it was a reaccumulation. I was targeting 137. I was targeting 142, right? I was adding off of 84, adding off 84. What do you know? I was adding more off 84. I kept adding here. I was adding a ton of 130 calls for January of that year of, what was it, 2026. So January 2026. And then I remember the tariff stuff started to happen here, and I got DMs because I was publicly posting about MU every single day, guys. Like I was very public, and I was one of the only bulls in this range. I swear to God, like nobody talked about the stock, but I was publicly posting about it, and then I had a bunch of people on Twitter. I don't know if they were shills, dude, like paid to do this, but they were like in my DMs every day, calling me a retard, saying I was leading people to go broke. I was going to be financially responsible for people's bankruptcy. Like I was getting crazy shit. And then of course the tariff stuff happened. I got in my own head. I was like, oh, dude, these people are right. It's going to come to 40. And I think I capitulated like on this day here, which ended up being a green day. Maybe it was the day before on 4/4. Yeah, I had a lot of shares, guys. I had like 1,400 shares. I had like 60 grand in like the 130 calls. I had over like 250 grand in this trade. Had I waited just like a week for this to reclaim, I would have been fine. I mean, I did get back into the trade. I added a little bit more here, but I got it to like 100 and 105, and then I gave up on the trade. I don't know. It was weird. But yeah, I let those people shake me out because I posted too much of my alpha on Twitter, and I missed out on generational money. Like literally, you guys already know what the chart did. I don't know if I would have held the whole way, but that's why I'm pretty quiet about stuff. I don't always post everything. So if you guys watch the video, kind of know like what the analog is for this, right? And I guess I'll just say, I think it's Palantir, right? Palantir, kind of the same exact thing. Pullback, retest the old high here, came off of like, this is actually a textbook distribution, but I think this is a reaccumulation. Same thing that MU did, same thing Lam Research did. It's definitely shorter in its cumulative range, right? So I don't think it's going to pop as hard as MU did, but very similar. Where you have a creek development here, or the upper resistance. You had a low that was being formed right against 125.41ish. Now you're getting a shakeout underneath this level, volume starting to uptick. So give it a little bit of time. I think it's still a good short, like just for something short term off of like the 9 or the 9-day or this 125 spot. Maybe it comes down. I think it does need to get a higher low. But if it reclaims 125 and it holds here, right, that's your test from a Wyckoff perspective. And I think that this, it can hold here, man. It's going to the top of the range up into 162. Jumps the creek at 162, which I already have drawn here. It doesn't have to look exactly like this, but you guys get the point. That would be your creek jump, your BULPS, or SOS BULPS. And that gives runway to this hidden gap up here, which I don't have marked. I have it marked on TradingView, don't worry. That will be like 188 to 186, and then, yeah, I think 192 to 207 is on the board here. I think this is one of the top charts to watch, and it just it helps that Trump's big into this position too. I think that's a part of it too. Not like a full, that's not the whole thesis, but that's also part of the now thesis too. Small part. Yeah, bro, I literally was one of the only people that talked about MU. I swear. If I go back on my feed, bro, it's actually really depressing to look at. I was talking about nonstop about Intel. Intel's accumulation off of this. I think I closed Intel. Sorry, I had a booger. Flick it on the carpet. I won't do that again, guys. I don't ever pick my nose. But yeah, I think I was like long off of like, I was long somewhere off of like 20, like the mid 20s. Might have caught it on this LPS. But yeah, I remember it jumped the creek at 29. I thought it'd be perfectly off of like 27. But I was nonstop through this entire range. I was saying this stock's gonna go crazy. I held it to like 41. Did not hold it to my full capabilities. That's the hardest part, man, is holding these like price like expansions once they go into price discovery. What else was I talking about? Yeah, Lam Research, obviously. Same exact analog here. Consolidation off of an old high. This did have an up thrust though that faked out buyers on the top side of it. Same thing, terminal shakeout here. LPS. This didn't really get like a major creek jump. I guess it was like up here, but yeah, dude. I was big on Roblox before everyone talked about Roblox, man. I had it shares here. Creek jump at 47. I added more at 53. I averaged up into this thing. Dude, coin or hood, bro. Not enough. 33. Yeah. Yep. So I think I'm right about Microsoft. This is just a really, really tough chart. Because if it's going to be a big move, man, they're going to make it really hard to hold. Damn, dude, they're really going after Palantir. That's the open right there. That's going to go red to green, or green to red. Right off the 9-day, too. Unless this catches a bid here. I actually think this is important to look at on the 1. Let me check this out. I might add some Palantir. What did you say? I never joined your Discord, but I've learned more from you than anyone on YouTube. Yeah, appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I don't really plug my Discord. I used to when I was younger and starting it, but I felt like I was like becoming like FinTwit guru. I was changing my trading style, and it just wasn't it wasn't normal, it wasn't healthy. And it was just ruining my trading. So I mean, I never talk about my Discord. I don't plug it. I don't do any like promos. Now it's funny, like now I know how it works because it's a war of attrition, right? Like you're always going to lose members, and if people aren't successful with trading, it really affects their psyche. And you can tell when they're not doing good at trading, even though they pretend they are, because they're constantly running like, oh, here's a promo, here's my Discord, here's my Discord. You have to constantly keep bringing in new people, or else it will go away. But that's why I take a lot of pride in the fact that I don't ever post about my Discord because my trading was fine. Quotations on was because that SPY trade did fuck me up. I was severely depressed for like 2 weeks. I don't think anybody can take a hit for like 480k, 450k in one sitting. Definitely hurt. Even after that, I'm telling you guys, I didn't post anything about my Discord. That should say a lot. Most people take a hit that big, they're like constantly posting about it to try to get money back. I did it with trading, and I did it with the first leg of Microsoft. But I can't take another big loss. That's why I'm being super careful with Microsoft. Even with that, I'm down like 17k on this thing. No, I'm only down like 11. I'm exaggerating. Down 58%. But if I can get my ads, boys, if I can get my ads above 4, I should be green right around, like without any ads, I should be green right around 409 to like 415, so somewhere up here. But if I can get some quality ads in this reclaim of this this break of structure, I think I can get I literally think I could be green in this range here. I'll get it right at spot, my cost basis. That's the goal. What's the difference between your Lucid Capital and Lucid Capital education discords? I think with the education, it's like just a library of a lot of the accumulation distributions that I've gone over. I've gone over like internal, external structures. I've talked about distributions, accumulations, the 3 lower low setups of how they end up kind of distributing these or accumulating these in like a sloping structure into gaps, the 3 higher high distributions into gap ups, and kind of the euphoria. There's just little things like that. I have like a whole YouTube set, pretty much all that, and then the actual like Discord is when I alert my trades, and yeah, that's the big jump. Weekly scans I'll post in there, like what I'm looking at for the week. Nightly scans, what I'm looking at day-to-day basis, but I haven't really done anything though. Like this Microsoft trade, it's been a little inactive because I'm literally just in this Microsoft trade. I have 2 contracts of now they're all for August. So until I do something, I'm not going to alert anything. I might see something here today. That's why I'm watching Palantir pretty closely because I actually might alert this. I think this could work for a short down. There's like a quick Friday scalp because I'm not bearish on the stock. I mean, I should be looking at it, but I think this could reclaim the 25, but I think this needs a higher low. So probably get a quick little Friday scalp down into 112.65. It's tough though, man, because like I don't want to short Palantir because it is software, and that I don't know, having conflicting thoughts. I need to grab something to eat real quick though, boys. Just give me like probably like 30 seconds. I'm gonna run downstairs. All right, we're getting a little bounce here. I think I gotta take this balance here, bro. What? Oh, no. Give me a generational bounce off of this. Actually, hold on, guys. I had a There we go. That's a lot better. Where's Best Man, bro? I know you're in here. Alpha Sack, dude. What's up, Alpha Sack? I see you lurking, dude. I see you. Just trading, bro. JP. Seeing what the life is like, man. It's not that fun right now, not gonna lie. I'm hitting the pound too short, boys. I'm hitting it. We really haven't gotten a lower high, so it's a little sketchy. So I'm gonna go really light. I'm talking like one contract. It's starting to slip, that's why. It's not looking like it's gonna bounce off of us. Yeah, I literally got like, I'll do 2 contracts. What the fuck? Dang, boys, we caught it. Yeah, educational teachings, that's the motto, man. I'm actually just doing a little bit of live trading. I caught a little bit of Palantir here. It's not gonna be that big of a win. I'll probably make like 200 bucks. I'll actually add some more here if it retests the open. Retest the open here, right? Push back up on low vol, retest, and then start to crack. It's already kind of coming near today's low, so I might as well mark that as well. All right. We got a little setup here. I'm going to hound this on the 1 minute for sure. What's going on? Here's the bouncer. I don't know why I'm not getting. This has to be all semiconductors that are doing this, man. I have so many levels down here. This is actually insane. Whoa, what was that? Best man, what's up, bro? I got a short here for you. Get in, man. Get in ASAP, dog. Come on. I need you to pull out that credit card ASAP. Launch in. Riding some pounds here. It's a little bit of short on pounds here. Nothing crazy. I'm in the 112s for Friday. Got some pretty light size here. I'm waiting for a retest of 116.23 from below and rejecting. And then once we can kind of confirm that it's struggling to get back to a green day above the open, I think this should fall underneath the low today at 115.60 and then trade back into the gap at 112. There we go. Come on, man. Let's hit it. Let's hit it. Let's hit it. Oh. Contracts are 110 per, by the way. They're not very expensive. I wanted a little bit higher. A little bit higher, 116.23. This might sell a little bit earlier, but it's okay. I didn't realize my volume on my mic was so high. My bad. I'm a little worried about Microsoft here now. Starting to slip. God damn, bro. There's no way. This has got to see a higher low before 366, man. Or I might actually fucking freak out on that chart. It looks fine still until still a little bit higher. Why does this have the close so low? That's weird. This will be a really nice gain. I want to try to get to like 15 of these. Microsoft frustrating? Yeah, dude, you're telling me. Well, it's going to have the move that we want. It's going to be a pretty long, drawn-out chart. I think I was just wrong on the phasing of it. You know what chart? What I thought it would do. You see this little spot right here? I have circled right there. I thought it was going to do exactly what Snow did. Take a look at Snow. Same formation, had this what I thought was the spring at the time, right? This undercut it just a little bit, which is this line at 140. This was the gap I thought it would fill, and that was 366 on Microsoft. Undercut, reclaimed, held, right? Started to build out some nice little higher lows. It finally reclaimed this floor back here when it came up right here, right? A little bit of that action right there. And then boom, earnings come out and we get a fucking 62% move to the upside. It fills this gap, fills that gap, it filled this gap. I guess I didn't fill that down. That was a weird one. But yeah, this is literally what I think Microsoft can do. I just think Microsoft is, I don't know, being a bitch. It was the same exact move. Boom, big launch here. Obviously the pullback has been frustrating and demoralizing. But the fact that it swept out this this low here, had the highest volume it's had, right, since I think 2020. I mean, dude, there's no volume that's even close to that in the last year. I think this chart goes back a long time. Let's see. Let's go to the weekly. So this was 100 and wait, what was the volume here? 382 million. So this is, what year is this? 2022. That was close. 50 million off. Yeah, it was early 2020. Highest volume since 2020. Now, all of that was after a lot of the buyers got swept out underneath that low. I think this is a spring. I'll probably die on the hill. I'm cool with a higher low taking place as long as this doesn't break. Dude, 362. I mean, that would be pretty bad. I'd probably have to close this if it breaks 362, honestly. Why is it not deleting? Can't pull fibs yet on the side there. I think it's kind of range bound. Oh, Eric's calling me. Hold on. Yo, hello? Nope.
Hello, good sir.
What's up, dude?
You know, just watching Microsoft just fucking suck a dick.
Yeah, dude, I know, man. I was the best man's in the chat. I literally said the same thing. I was like, dude, it's just so annoying, bro. It's like, if it doesn't catch a higher low, we got to be out. It's got to be. It has to have a higher low of 366, or it's got to be off 362. I'm not giving it.
I can't.
I'm not giving it another low on the daily.
I'll leave a couple, but I gotta pull out at least something. Too heavy. There's too many other things.
This might be the fucking first
There's
time I've
other
ever
really good
pulled out of
charts.
a trade, dude. I've never ejected before, but this might be it. If we get a low, dude, I'm fucking. Oh god. Hey, this Palantir's not looking too bad though, boy.
Nope. Either are my cues.
Yeah, Qs are looking good. I'm have the weirdest. Here we go. You in, Nick? Should be in, bro.
Palantir short.
Yeah, he's in a little PLTR short. I like it. This man just fucking dives in, dude. He jumped into the chat and he said, "What's up, dude?" He said, "What am I buying?" I said, "Palantir puts." He said, "Bet." He put in fucking 10 grand.
No, he didn't.
No, he actually might have. I think he did. I think he put in 10 grand. He shits 10 grand bills, bro. That's what I've heard. This man's so rich now.
He can shit 10 grand into my bank account if he really wants to. He's looking about it like that. Dude, I bet Nick got like a grand worth.
Yeah, dude. 3.
I was like, there's no fucking way.
This fucking random dude on Twitch, dude. I'll take one.
You see ASTS?
I don't know. You asking me or you asking him?
Asking in general. They won that J Leo contract from Japan.
Wow, bro. Congratulations. You think it'll ever make another higher high?
Yes.
Okay.
I think this is going to be one. I'm holding this company till 2030, and if it's right, I'm gonna have my 40,000 share or my 40,000 dollars worth of shares are probably gonna be worth like 300K by 2030, I would think.
Nice, bro.
You're shaking your head, motherfucker. I literally,
dude, I'm shaking my head because you sounded like you had an aneurysm. You're like, oh,
listen, Nick, this guy's only a technical trader, and it took him until about a month ago, not even, to realize that AI is the real deal and there's money going into the sector, apparently.
I have a degree for this. I'm not just a technical trader. I could run laps on you on this shit.
On technicals?
I went to school for fundamentals. I have a degree in this. I just hear the same stuff regurgitated every 5 years from the same people that this is new this time, this is new this time, this is new this time, this is different, and every single one of those people get burned out and fucking lose everything and go back to working at McDonald's. I heard it from you, and I was just like...
I really disagree with you. That's why you didn't get in on MBiz at $70 or any of the other times when I was raving about it for months and months and months and months, and you kept telling me to sell out without actually looking. If you know so much about fundamentals, you would have seen what they're offering, and you would have been like, I'm buying.
I didn't see...
So you could say you have all the info in the world or whatever, but it's how you process that information, and unfortunately, you chose not to take a risk on any of that.
I didn't tell you to sell out. I just said it's looking weird.
I'm just keeping it real as well. You can try and say you're smarter and all this other shit, but it don't matter.
No,
if
dude.
You're not
I never told you to sell. I never told you to sell. I said it's looking weird as it's coming here. No, I said it was looking here. I said it was looking... Bro, your average was up here, dog. Your average
was $95.
No, it was up here.
Before I bought at 130, which was dumb as shit, and then I went back and I got my average. My average was up to 110, and I brought it all the way down to 100 by buying in the 85 range.
Yeah, by averaging into a gap. All I said, but hold on, all I said was that
I told you no matter what, I didn't care if it pulled back to 50. I was going to keep adding into this company because I thought the fundamentals were the largest in the entire index for the next 2-3 years straight out.
All I said was be careful. And I said, I remember telling you I would add at 64. And I said that 64 should be your add point. I said it was making lows, and I would say be careful. I didn't say stop out. I just said 64 was the spot to be. And I said if it breaks 64, I remember specifically saying this gap here at 55, I was telling you the drawdown. Because your average, yes, your average was up here, bro. Like 110. It was somewhere in the midpoint here. I was just saying. You got to be fucking careful.
Yeah, but that average was not real. That average was not real. I bought at 50 and sold out entirely, and then ended up buying back in. My actual average is probably closer to $90, which I am very happy with.
Yeah, it's good now. Absolutely.
Even during that drawdown, that wasn't that bad. $90. It was just, it looked jarring because on my actual average, it was not what it should have been just because of the full sellout.
Yeah, I just remember you saying it was like up here. I kept doing this, and
it ended up being 110 because of the ad at the top.
Yeah. That was like, I literally remember telling you this. I was like, bro, you're down like 33. If it comes all the way down to like 64, that's still a buy. You're gonna be down like 50%.
You're definitely like, I would be out here, and I was just like, okay, like, all right. And I was like, well, I'm gonna keep adding.
It was just getting weird.
Because I was just like, the fundamentals are gonna start to line up. The deals are gonna keep coming in.
Yeah, but that also hasn't worked for so long.
But it is working now. That's why it worked for Nvidia in the numbers, but it stopped working, and it's just people are trying to I don't know. I've talked about it constantly. It's just all finding the downstream connections. NBIS to 1,000. NBIS to 1,000 by 2028. I would bet $100,000 on it. By the end of 2028, NBIS to 1,000, I would almost bet 100K on that.
Trying to figure out when Palantir ended up having all this shit. I can't look anyways. Whatever.
ASCS up 14%. Yeah, they won this Japanese J Leo contract for like 1.5 billion to basically secure Japan and work with like getting more satellites in space for their like cellular connection. Massive contract over SpaceX.
We just need Qs over 721, man.
Nick, I'm telling you, man, the research I've done into ASCS is pretty unbelievable. That if the numbers start showing up, the product works, the partnerships are there, cross nation, cross country partnerships all across the world, critical infrastructure for the Iron Dome going forward with the United States. It is unbelievable. You have government officials going on screen talking about how they are one of the most important and revolutionary critical infrastructure plays that we've ever seen. Literally, this past week, right before they get this contract awarded to them, right after Japan says that they are in need of this. It's all lining up with short interest that's like 25 to 30% on ASTS currently, which leads to like massive moves if there's news and reconfirmation, which is the same spot that it's currently at and held 4 other times before it moved up like 70%. I'm long as fuck ASTS. I'm going to keep adding on these pullbacks.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Short interest. 51% of the fucking float.
Up.
Huh?
50, is that what it says? 51%?
Yeah, 51% of the float is short.
Yeah, insane. It's one
If
of those
that means,
shorted
right?
stocks right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that means institutions are accumulating. That's what that means.
No. It means institutions are betting short against it, or it has to be institutions. So if they're wrong, right, and there ends up being the thesis is invalidated, whatever that may be, and it ends up going above wherever they're shorting at. Let's say they're shorting at like, what is the stock at? I don't even know. Hold on. This is what happened to GameStop. So let's say they're short at like here, let's just say they're short at like 104. Anything under that, they're green. But let's say this ends up breaking 104. they're now red on the trade, and if they close that trade, that creates bullish pressure. They have to buy back the stock, which pushes the
Right,
stock up. But 50% of the entire float is short. So if they end up covering, that's going to push it up above someone else's short level, right? And then they cover, and then that's how it creates a snowball of it keep getting pushed up and up and up because people are covering
Yeah.
shorts.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
could squeeze.
Yeah, I could literally squeeze. I think GameStop was 180% short. There was more,
Dude, yeah, that made no sense. I didn't even understand how that's possible at the time.
because they were using options and naked shorts. They're basically creating shares by so like there's
We just broke today's high, by the way.
yeah, everything
Jeez.
except for fucking
Except for
Microsoft and Palantir.
Microsoft.
Yeah, they're basically like there was only so many shares that were available on the market. So what they were doing is they were using options and exercising the options to create fake naked 100 shares, and then shorting those shares to create downwards pressure. And they were doing that infinitely. Super fucked.
Isn't that what Citadel
Yeah.
got fucked for?
Yeah.
Naked shorting.
Yeah, that's what all of them are doing. Citadel, Susquehanna. That's what the movie was about. With Seth Rogen and shit. Like they were literally, as a market maker, like managing options, because they were literally creating naked shorts by like pushing certain stocks in the money, creating like, dude, it was fucking weird, bro. It was the most insane, and like that's like the whole thing that people hated Citadel for, because they're a market maker, and like Robinhood is the direct like partner with them. So like they were able to see people's stop losses, they were able to see like where the orders were going, and they were manipulating orders, and then they eventually shut off the buy button with like Citadel, Susquehanna, Robinhood. They all kind of like instigated that. It was one of the most insane things ever.
Why was I not buying Q calls at that low print? Holy shit! This is gonna go to 725. This is gonna go straight to 725.
It looks good.
The previous open from Thursday.
Yeah, I
Friday,
have
whatever it was.
721 that I'm looking at before I add more to it.
725.85 looks like it was the previous high. I think you're right on the 720. That was the close of the
Yeah,
day.
it's 612. The gap,
Six-
it's bounced off of it, rejected, and it swept it here on 620, 625. I like that above there. I'll add more.
I'm up 30% on these Qs.
God damn, bro. Palantir, fucking Microsoft.
Yeah, I was mad I didn't trim any of the ASTS when it was at the all-time highs as well. I need to start selling covered calls into all-time highs if I want to hold the shares. I just need to start selling covered calls on like X amount.
Dude.
On these really high beta ones, because you can just farm extra cash. You really can.
See Intel off of that print, bro? Oh my
Literally
god.
just bounced
dude.
perfectly off
It
of it.
undercut it on the hourly and just closed above it on the hourly, and then just non-stop rally. 5% off of that level. I'm still waiting for a bounce off of this low here. I want to get a lower high in Palantir.
Everything just looks good besides Microsoft. Like,
Yeah, not even flow today is like catching on fucking Microsoft. But he was in, like, you're in ASTS too? I might alert this here in a second.
Which one?
Palantir, I'm waiting for this bounce back up into the 116.23 open. I might pull the short here. I already have one contract, but I'm gonna get it like probably like 15.
I just tailed something super lightly
What is it?
because I saw it on Flow. The most recent METC, July 17th, $13 strike, only because this is that spring that I said that it looks like it's at. So the fact that there's something coming in right here makes me feel like that is like somewhat validated. I just took 5, something super, super light.
METC.
But this genuinely looks like the spring right here. This is, we literally looked at this one and we were both just like, oh shit, this looks fucking good. $13 calls for July 17th. Look at the volume's massive. And this is like right where it should be. Already up 5%. I'm gonna hold this one. I actually, just because we saw this, only because we looked at this one. Are you looking at the flow?
Yeah. I'm gonna add it on here. Looking at it.
You going in?
Making sure they're all buys. 200, 200.
Dude, Microsoft's under fucking 3. Are you serious? I'm up 15% on these already.
Yeah, you're just getting IV right now.
100%. Yeah, the IV just spiked hard.
Yeah.
Oh my god. IV's, yeah, hella spiking.
The chart actually moving up?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I got it at 1240. It's at 1264. It's actually spiking pretty hard.
I was worried this is a pump and dump. I don't see anybody that... People are definitely selling these, but not in the same size. Whoever bought in is definitely selling a little bit.
Here, let me see. It's in the flow. Well, that'll show up, right?
Yeah, I'm literally watching live flow. This is what they get it from.
Yeah, they sold some at 0.85, but they bought back right after. It hasn't shown any sells since.
People are selling this. I'm literally watching it. They're selling it.
I'm just like it just the one-off trading ticks. I mean, people are probably buying and selling it, getting in and out of the contracts for sure. But
somebody just took advantage of that IV. Nothing crazy though. I mean, somebody bought 200 at 8.5. I think that was the one you were talking about. 200 at 8.5, 30, 30. God, dude, I'm so tired of Microsoft. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, man. I'm fucking pretty exhausted watching this one every day. Just can't hold anything. It's just annoying because all these other trades that we're taking, we're hitting.
Yeah, they hit so quick.
A
too.
40th of the size.
I know.
And it's just like, dude, like, fuck. I'd rather just start putting the money I put into Microsoft into these other little trades we're doing and getting quick risk rewards versus watching something extended. Damn, ASTS is cooking like right now, though. Yeah, I know, man. It's not, that rejection is very ugly. I don't know what to do.
I mean, you got to give it a higher low. That's all I'm doing. It's just fucking annoying. I thought we'd just see a straight.
Week, I guess. Like,
I thought we'd just get a straight continuation. This
I
is
didn't
this
think
was a
that,
spring.
really. I thought maybe we'd tap the 380 and pull back to like 372 like it did, but I didn't think we'd be falling through down to 366, which is what we're probably going to be tapping today.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get
Which
higher
is
low.
crazy. Palantir's not even pulling back, and it had a fucking print.
That's what I'm watching to add into. Palantir is pulling back. Starting to.
Yeah, but it's not the same. Like, it's still green on the day. Like, Microsoft.
Yeah,
doesn't.
Microsoft just gave back fucking everything.
Everything came back. Every single bit. Ooh, H lit. Let's go.
Green on my hood.
I didn't know you took that.
Yeah, I did. I took hood.
Nice.
Green on Palantir.
I think I'm gonna trim these Qs at 725.
Yeah, it's probably smart.
I'll hold through that though, because it looks like we're gonna maintain today's open or open high and move up hopefully. Just let this H-lit play work out. Holy shit, it's fucking prime time.
Damn, bro. Fuck, bro. I'm at the fucking. Oh, dude. I know it's gonna put in a higher low, but I just can't believe it's coming down
Dude,
to
it's I can't believe how
366,
much
dude.
it's working against the general market. That's what I can't believe. It feels like when the market was red, Microsoft was at 380. And
Yeah.
market goes fully green, and Microsoft sells off $12. It's like, yo, what the fuck?
It's literally diverging, but the market's literally green because semis are recovering. That's literally what it is. Oh my god, dude, it's just so fucking annoying.
What's your pan with Palantir, I guess?
What's my plan?
Yeah.
I'm short off of this right here. I told you. 116.23. That's the open, right? So this is where the stock opened at. If you look at the daily chart too, it broke down under this consolidation right here, right? This is where it built out a really nice range. So basically it broke down. It's pushing back up on pretty anemic volume. It's going to retest. I took a little bit, like I said, off of that like 9 EMA. That's where I was looking at this for it to at least initially reject on. I was going to wait for the 126 spot here, right? This is the 20 EMA, which would have brought us closer to 125.41, but it's starting to look pretty weak already, so I just figured I would take a little bit off of 116.23. I'm waiting for us to get a little bit closer to that level, and I'll probably grab, I don't know, like I said, like probably like 10 more, 13 more. We're looking for a lower high, basically. That's all we're looking for, right? It broke down. You can see it just been trickling down over and over. So we're looking for something that pops us back up, and then we look super weak. We get a lower high off of that. Sellers step back in, prevent it from getting a higher high. And ideally, that comes off of this here, right there. Sellers keep the candle red on the day, right? Candle was green, now it's red. They can keep it red. And this will follow suit of Microsoft, dude. Software's selling again, that's why. I mean, now it's holding up pretty good. IGV up. Like, dude, even IGV's like holding up really well. It's literally just fucking Microsoft, bro. It's actually driving me insane, dude.
Do you see Draymond Green declined his player option or
Yeah, dude, the whole Lakers, like the LeBron AD trade. Yeah, dude.
That'd be fun to watch, bro.
Just the last dance.
I would watch every single game.
Oh, I would buy League Pass for sure. And then we'd watch Anthony Davis get poked in the eye, break his thumb. LeBron I don't know. I could see that team not doing well, actually. AD would get hurt. Draymond would fucking crash out. It'd just be Steph and LeBron. LeBron gets hurt again. Steph has his ankle issues come back.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
It would be very tough.
%15 day for ASTS. Let's get it. Love that shit. You know I wanna do it again.
Oh. Fuck, man. Let's go. Yeah! Let's go, Palantir. Let's go, man.
Is it falling? It looks like it's holding strong.
No, bro, it's dying, dude.
Not fucking dying.
It's dying.
I thought you made me look over and make Microsoft was doing some shit, dude.
No, dude.
It's just celebrating 5 cents.
Mike.
Jesus Christ, you're down bad.
It's up 8 cents or some bullshit. Nah, Palantir I think is about to. I think it's about to slip. It's looking weird. I actually might read some tape on this. Doesn't look like what a higher low would be doing. Could be wrong. Let's go to the 1. Let's take a look. Looks like we take a little gander. It's not acting like a higher low at all. Just need to
Tell us what it's acting like.
It's acting like a whore, dude. Little slut.
No, that's Microsoft. Microsoft's acting like a little fucking slut. That's what it's doing.
Oh man, dude. I just worried that Palantir slips here and it's another reason for Microsoft to keep selling. Like, oh, this name's selling off in software. Let's just fucking.
Oh yeah, I gave you hope. Here's another -2% to remind you exactly who's in fucking control.
Yeah, literally, man.
Yeah, like.
Oh, you thought that was bottom on Friday? Yeah, fuck you.
Here's another bull trap for you. Let's see at 300.
Dude.
Try again. I mean, if I'm out and it comes back to 300, I'm probably trying again. I'm probably trying again.
Dude, yeah, literally. Dude, I just have a bad feeling they do the same meta shit to you, where you finally stop out and it fucking rips, dude.
It's shit. They're waiting for me, bro. They're like this guy in particular.
Let's get him to quit, man. This guy beat me in Halo when I was fucking 12, bro. Fuck this guy, dude. I know he's trading now.
My shit's just been getting targeted, bro.
Dude, I don't think anything would be more traumatic than that, man. Like, the meta thing happens, and then the same thing happens on Microsoft, like, the same way.
You'd never catch me doing this again.
Yeah,
I would only post charts at their 200 weekly and be like, yep. I would never do options again. I would only do long shares.
Write a fucking book 10 years from now, why I never short. And why I barely go long. Okay, this is not looking bad here on Palantir, boys.
Another 5 cents.
On Microsoft?
No, on Palantir, motherfucker. It dropped another 5 cents from the moment you said it was looking like that the last time.
I'm just saying it's not looking like a higher low, bro. It's looking good.
No, you're repeating the same thing and it hasn't moved.
I mean, I'm green on it. I added down in here as it broke through, and then I added some
Nice.
more up here. Gotta wait.
Nice, man. I'm rooting for you.
No, you're not, dude. No.
Hood's looking real good. Hood is actually looking really good.
Yeah, no. Last time I checked, it was at highs. Yeah. That was the first thing I took on stream today. God damn, dude. Intel went from being down almost 8 to 10%. It's back at 0.55. It's a hammer on the daily. It's going to reverse back into fucking... There's no way. It's reversing back into 132. Unless it rejects 127.9. Oh, I gotta go pee.
Oh, not just Microsoft making a new low.
Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it gets this crazy breakdown.
And you're muted apparently.
Oh. Wait, what?
Oh, that's what Best Man says.
Oh, good now? Yeah. Like that many days and does not see any resistance off of that is fucking insane, dude. If this actually breaks through like that. Wild shit, man. Sorry, I don't know why it muted me. I guess it mutes me when I go to camera.
I got my PC fixed. I'm getting my actual real new PC here in like a couple days.
Yo, let's go, dude. Big move
What?
here on Hood. Hood looks good.
Give me 725 today so I can get out of this.
Dude, I'm gonna hold through 721 and just keep holding it. I'll probably add on a pullback. Yeah, I'm gonna add on a pullback of 721.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to hold it.
I'm selling at 725.
I'm gonna go all
and
the way
then
with
I
it.
would probably add on a pullback again. I think it goes straight through to 725, truthfully.
Yeah, I think the scene changes it. Yeah, I don't know why it does that when I change scenes. I'm not using I'm using OBS. I don't think my OBS is synced up the same. Let me check Microsoft again, man. Fucking it. Yeah, it's just all puts on flow right now for Microsoft. Bro, I would not be upset if this reclaimed this this level, dude. The 372, that little fill that were the print that we said. If it did that, man, I would be happy. I'd be okay with today.
Like if it ended above that today?
Yeah, like 372 or even like just a flex back up.
I'd be happy with that too.
Yeah, dude. I'd be okay with it. This is fucking mental warfare at this point, man. And this is rejecting as it should. 20 days right there at 116. That's where I'll add majority off of this. Dang, bro, this is where I want to play games, but I can't.
Fuck yes.
What?
Just all my recent picks have been doing pretty well. Like HLIT is up to 1550 today, which is fucking massive off that spot that I had marked. I need INFQ to like hold here. It retraced everything, so I don't really know how to read this, but the volume still looks good on INFQ. I just don't really know like how to think of it because I would have thought that volume would have kept it above this spot. I guess it's just hold above 13.
Yeah, it's always been 13.5 on this.
Yep. It really is just Microsoft, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why Tesla's up so much, honestly. I mean, this was the spot it kind of needed to bounce at. This right around here, but not even actually. Well, 365.
How come every other stock did that today? Except for Microsoft. Sold off into the gap and just fucking ripped off faces, man. God. These guys added another layer. We're at 7 now.
It was always 7.
Oh, was it always?
Yep.
Okay.
I wouldn't lie to you.
Oh, geez, bro. Look at this. They're here. They're alive and well. August 20th, 3 million for 400.
It's good.
Let's see the $1 million orders. 370, 400, 370 puts. December 2028. They're probably selling those puts. They have to. There's no way they wouldn't be. 58 cents.
We got a long day left. I think we get back above 372.
Yeah, bro. I just think it's not about
generally do.
overreacting to anything that's happening.
I'm just chilling. I mean, it is what it is at this point. As long as we don't make a new low, and
As long as we don't bitch too much and make a fucking stupid mistake, we can bitch a little bit.
literally, I'm bitching.
Yeah, it's fine. The
Definitely
stock
bitching.
deserves a little bit, but
I know it's not bitching. Microsoft. That shit ain't bitching.
dude, you ever had that bitchin' sauce from Costco? Stuff's
I think I
fire.
have.
Yeah, it's really
It's called
good.
bitching, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called bitchin' sauce. Yeah. This shit, dude, is so good.
Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah, I love this shit, man.
Think Chiefs appointment.
Okay, so the world does make a little sense. Intel's rejecting off this. I knew it would. They had to have. Palantir needs a little bit higher. That's okay if it rejects here too. It's fine. Just I wanted a little bit more. Just a little bit. What does the 15 look like on this thing? My worry on Palantir is it ends up popping through this just a little bit more. Makes a lower high somewhere up here.
Stomach's bubbling.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna put I'll put a stop loss on this if it breaks through the high up here. But I'm gonna probably add some right here off 116.23 and then excuse me. Probably let the daily play out with a stop loss above today's high. That way if it ends up kind of breaking up through this, right, I won't stop out, but I'll be able to tell like if we get close to the daily closing, I'll know that this is the lower high, and I'll just risk the high up here, right? I like what I have. All right, that's probably the only play for me. I'm probably gonna this is right near my average here. I'm probably gonna post this in Discord and then jump off for the day. All right. I got this shit alerted. That's it for me, guys. I'm gonna jump off the stream. I got you, best man. If anything happens, I'll DM you. But yeah, I'm basically gonna add here again. Potentially add up here again. Just depends. But risk would be here at 119 if I can get the ads at 117. And I'm just gonna give it basically the day. Well, I'll come back at the end of the day and see where we're at. Not gonna micromanage it too much. Obviously, we slip all the way under. That would be really nice and start to make our way down. But all right, boys. That's it for me. It's a boring one today. At least I know I got the multi-stream working, so I'll start streaming more every day. YouTube, appreciate you guys. Twitter, I don't even know if Twitter was working. I think it was. Was Twitter working? I don't think it, yeah, no, Twitter did not work. I'll figure that out tomorrow. But YouTube, peace. Love you guys. Twitch, see you guys. Even though nobody watches on Twitch. Yep. God damn, Eric. Fuck this.